G'day legends, today we are going to be looking at a very rare salty Max Holloway. This was brought up in my live stream yesterday, but I hadn't seen the clip or the interview. It's Max Holloway talking about Ilia Topurias and how the fans are sort of overhyping the amazing 3 knockout streak that Ilia Topurias has been going on. Obviously, Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway himself, and Charles Oliveira. He says that you really need to just look at the context of the fighters, not just the names. You know, he's been doing what he's meant to be doing. The UFC are giving him these, I don't know what he means by this, these easy names like Max Holloway. Are you calling yourself an easy name to knock out? But the UFC is just giving him these names and he's doing what he needs to do by just absolutely starching them. Like, yeah, dude, he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. But what I think we're going to do here in today's video is we're going to be breaking down the actual context of these knockouts. So you can see, like Max, people aren't just overhyping it because of the names. People do understand just how good these knockouts are, mate. But I think we should start from the start. We should listen to Max Holloway, in his own words, talk about these knockouts. So, let's do that now, shall we? Here he is, Max Holloway. I don't know what's happened. The dude is just... Max Holloway's 33, brother. 33. I'm 36 going on 37. Like, Max looks... old, man. You know, they say, like, MMA athletes, they age differently. Like, 33, 34 for some MMA athletes are their peak combat years. Maybe Max Holloway is, you know, starting to age up because the brother is starting to look like he is looking more 40 years old in MMA fighting years. MMA fighters, maybe they age like dogs. They got them dog years in there. But let's listen to Max Holloway here.
He has the names, right? He beat the names, and you can't deny that. But then, you know, when you look... it just sucks that, you know, with everything that's going on, when you look at that Volk fight, you know, with that Volk coming off of what he did, that's kind of crazy. But people...
Now, the Volk fight, let's just stop right there, right? It's kind of crazy with the Volk fight. This is completely true. I completely agree with this first take. I do. Alexander Volkanovski, I think it was 2 or 3 months since he got knocked out by Islam Makhachev. Volk has gone on to say recently on a Mighty Mouse interview that he knew he came back way too quickly for that one. He knew that the cushion was still around and he shouldn't. He just wanted to get back in there. Everyone knew that Volk was coming back way too quickly, but Volk had sort of built his entire brand off being one of the most active fighters, if not one of the most active champions in the UFC, till Alex Pereira came and took that title. Thanks, Alex Pereira, for that. You know, the Australians, at least we had something, mate. Well, we still got JDM. Anyway, Alexander Volkanovski had built his brand over being that guy that wanted to be active and just get me in there and I'll get it done. So yeah, that one, absolutely. And I think we can all agree, like the first Max Holloway knockout was, does have a little bit of an asterisk next to it. But it's what Ilia Topurias has done with the next 2 knockouts that make us, the fans, and even the most diehard Aussie Alexander Volkanovski fans like myself still say, you know what? I think maybe that first knockout might have gone the same way whether or not Volk had been knocked out a month or not before. Because of what Ilia had done after that. Let's let Max Holloway continue. But yeah, he is right about this one. He's absolutely right about the first knockout.
Volk coming off of what he did. That's kind of crazy. But people just look at the name. You know, they're not looking at the record. They're just looking at, oh yeah, Alex was the champ, you know, and then me, and then Charles did what he did. But Charles was on him, what was Charles on? A 1-fight win streak, you know. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's just moments, you know, and it's just names.
Not just moments.
It is one of the greatest names for sure that he beat in history. But the man is doing what he's supposed to do. You know, he's lining. People are lining. UFC are lining people up for him. He's just knocking them down. You know. So
this part here, right? It's just me and Oliveira, dude. All right, listen. I have said this 1,000 times on the live stream, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, right? Max Holloway is not just a very special fighter. Max Holloway hasn't just got a Marvin Vettori level chin. There's a video that I want to show you guys, and it's a video that I talk about all the time in the live stream. This is what makes Ilia Topurias' knockout of Max Holloway so goddamn special. Now, I can't play this video to you because it does have copyright music in here. But this is MMA on point. I'm sure you've heard it. If you've heard of Dougie's Corner, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. But I'm sure you've heard of MMA on point, right? And they did this video called Who Has the Strongest Chin in UFC History? The Stats Approach from 3 years ago. And in this 15-minute expose, they go through some of, if not all of the greatest fighters of all time via how many strikes they have absorbed, how many knockdowns, how many KOs, how many TKOs. They go through all of the fighters of all time and they start pulling out names. Fighters that have been finished. They go from fighters that have been finished to fighters that have a certain amount of absorbed strikes. They literally start to count up. Where is it here? The significant TKO finishes by weight. They go through all of the numbers in this video. I'd love to play some highlights on it, but I can't, right? Let me just look at this one here. Men's flyweight, significant head strikes, things like this. Anyway, they go through the entire 15-minute expose of pulling all the numbers that can possibly be pulled out of the UFC database, and they conclude, out of the 2 longest careers in the UFC, who statistically has the best chin in the UFC? It's Max Holloway. Max Holloway has the greatest chin in the UFC, and for someone who is meant to be the best boxer in the UFC, he's absorbed some of the most head strikes. How can you be the best boxer if you're absorbing so many strikes? We also need to talk about why Max is starting to look so old recently, and how come he can't string a sentence together anymore. Still, that is neither here nor there. Look at Max Holloway's significant head strike count, over 1,000. Max Holloway has got the best chin in MMA history, and Ilia Topurias slept him in the 3rd round, brother. In the 3rd round. This is quite literally the opposite of what Max Holloway is saying in this video here. They're just names, brother. People don't understand the context behind them. Dude, understanding the context behind them makes it, quite frankly, even more impressive that Ilia Topuria was able to sleep you. And then to go in there against Charles Oliveira. Yes, Charles Oliveira's age is Charles Oliveira's age, but still Charles Oliveira has a hell of a chin, man. The last time Charles Oliveira was taken out of the cage in such brutal fashion, I believe was all the way in 2017, 2019 against Paul Felder. How long ago was it? Let me check right now. It was in 2017. That's when Charles Oliveira was stopped by Paul Felder. Charles Oliveira, as far as I know and as long as I've been searching, and again I say to the entire community, please let me know down there in the comments, has never been slept in the way Ilia Topuria has slept him. At all. Which makes what Ilia Topuria has done phenomenal. And it's because, Max, of the context of those losses, and those people that he knocked out, including you, former best chin of the UFC ever, that makes it so goddamn good, man. Now, this is very unlike Max Holloway. Yeah, Max Holloway is usually a pretty humble and happy guy. It's very rare to see Max Holloway this way. And maybe it is because he is no longer known as, I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby. I mean, let's face it, he was starched by Volk, and then he was starched by the guy that starched Volk. You know what I mean? Now Ilia Topuria is Ilia Topuria is the BMF or JDM, but Ilia Topuria has taken the featherweight title. Now Ilia Topuria is essentially taken the BMF title. Now Ilia Topuria has taken the title of the best boxer in the UFC. Like, Ilia Topuria has taken everything that Max has worked for. So maybe Max Holloway is truly salty about this, you know what I mean? And then to add a little bit of salt onto the wound, Max goes down to fight for the featherweight title again. He gets absolutely starched, but he says, no worries. I just knocked out the number 1 contender up at lightweight. They ranked me number 9th. That's unfair. Justin Gaethje was ranked number 3rd. He was the number 1 contender, and I just starched him, 50-45'd him. But I'm ranked number 9th at lightweight. That's all right. Whatever. We'll get back on the horse. And Ilia Topuria is the lightweight champion. So maybe Max Holloway is annoyed about that. I mean, can you blame a brother? Can you blame him? What's he going to do? Go down to featherweight again, where Alexander Volkanovski, Mr. 3-0, last time he fought him, just absolutely embarrassed him, is down there. Move up and fight for the lightweight title. How is he going to do that? Ilia Topuria is there. Maybe Max is salty. Or maybe Max has been in the game for so long he knows exactly what he needs to do here, right? Let me ask you this. How interested are you really in a Max Holloway Ilia Topuria title fight? You know? Especially with Arman Tsarukyan right there. Especially with Paddy Pimblett right there. I don't love Paddy Pimblett, but he is 7-0 and he is right there, right? Especially if Islam Makhachev loses to JDM and wants to move back down to lightweight, because Islam Makhachev, he doesn't want to retire on a loss. Obviously, when JDM starches Islam Makhachev, he's going to move back down to lightweight. So Ilia Topuria has got 3 candidates set up in front of him. It's kind of a tough road for Max right now. You know what I mean? He can't go to featherweight. There's a lot of people in front of him at lightweight. He just starts the lightweight #1 contender. He's going in there against Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier's already beaten him 2 times. I don't know if Max is playing the game here. He's trying to beat Jamal Hill in 2024. Remember that weird run that Jamal Hill went on? Jamal Hill? We was doing all this work, like just acting super salty, trying to entice the UFC into giving him another title fight with Alex Pereira. I mean, it worked for Jamal Hill, didn't it? Maybe Alex Pereira is being a true GOAT, a true veteran of the game, trying to get his name in the media next to Ilia Topurias' name, trying to create this friction there. Because let's face it, the entire Paddy Pimblett Ilia Topuria thing is purely based off the hand sanitizer moment. Max sort of needs to leapfrog that moment. It's not like Max doesn't understand the company we're in. This isn't the PFL. This isn't a meritocracy. If you want a 100% meritocracy, go watch the PFL. Oh, wait, you don't. Nobody does. They get like 400 views on their YouTube streams. It's embarrassing from a major company. So this is what it takes to create interest in the fighting world. This is why the UFC is what it is. Surely Max knows that. So if I was doing the live right now, I'd be setting up a poll, and I ask you guys, and I want to know about it down there in the comments section. Is Max playing the game? Is Max being Jamal Hill 2024? Jamal Hill's not really that salty of a dude. He isn't, man. He was just trying to get back in there with Alex Pereira. Is Max playing the game? Or is Max actually a little bit annoyed? And is he justifiably annoyed? He can't go back down. He's got a lot of fighters in front of him. His next fight is against a guy that's already beat him twice. He kind of deserves the next title shot at lightweight. He knocked out Justin Gaethje, 50-45'd him, I believe it was, or at least close to that. Max is sort of justified being annoyed here. So what is it? Is Max annoyed? Or is Max being smart? Let me know about it down there in the comments. If this is your first time here, g'day. My name is Dougie. I make an MMA video every single day of the week, and I try and go live at least 3 times a week, although I've been going live pretty much every single day lately. If you want to know when I go live, you want to know when I drop a video, you hit the subscription button, you hit the notification bell to know when I go live, because it happens at different times. Depends when I finish my day job, mate. Let me know down there in the comments. If you can't be bothered commenting, but you just like the video, you want to support the channel, leaving a like helps supports the channel. And if you are one of the riders of the channel, whether you've bought a membership, I really thank you. If you've donated, I really thank you. And if you're just always there consistently showing up, your names are up on the next slide. You know I appreciate you guys so much. Until then, I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Goodbye.